you say something, just be aware you're being streamed. This is just so there's occasionally some people who need help like outside of this Discord, so it's just easier for me to
Okay, yeah.
connect it like this. Okay. So yeah, so your list here. It's 3600
Yes.
B550 Tomahawk. Okay. First of all, when you need to buy this by?
ASAP, I guess. I don't know. As soon as possible, maybe.
Okay. For anybody in this voice call, I would suggest waiting like at this point like a week, maybe like a week, 10 days ish, and come back then because there are new GPUs coming out, and there's also better Black Friday sales that are going to be kind of showing up in like a week or so, just because it's closer to Black Friday. So I wouldn't be picking parts or like planning parts right now, especially like a 3600 that's $240, which is like 60 or more dollars more than it's supposed to be, and a 2060 that's $450. So
Okay.
just a couple pointers here on things that will definitely not be the right choice in about a week. The 3600, you may want to change that to a 10400. I don't know if the 3600 is going to go on sale in a week. I hope it does.
I don't know what you're speaking.
The CPU.
Nerd. Okay.
Okay. The motherboard, you
This.
got a motherboard that's basically twice as expensive as it needs to be. Like you can get a much cheaper board, especially if you're going like Ryzen 3000. The RAM here, it's a little overpriced. You can get basically same spec RAM for like $10 less.
Okay.
Inland Premium is a good SSD, but I don't think it's worth 120 per terabyte. There's much better SSDs around that price.
All right.
2060, if you're gonna get one, it should be 300 to 350, and it should be EVGA, so you can join their step up program, so you can get a 3060 for basically free. 275 RA, if you really like how that case looks, it's a fine case, but if you just care about like build quality and airflow, there are better cases that are cheaper. And finally, TX 550M is not worth 95 at all. There's like an amp that's like $5 more. What is better, EVGA for the Win 3 or Asus TUF? Those are, I'm assuming you mean FTW3 Ultra for the 3080. They're both really great. I would say the TUF is better value because the FTW3 is a little expensive, but I believe FTW3 has higher power limit. I don't think it really matters though, because both of them perform essentially the same. And the TUF is quieter at stock and cooler at stock. So if aesthetics are out of the question, I'd probably go TUF. Looking for an ultra-wide monitor with at least 2160 Oh, I thought you said 1080p vertical. Okay. Yeah, ultra-wide 4K monitors are, and especially high refresh rate, are not really a thing, mostly because current display standards struggle with that. And just the panels are like don't exist.
I don't know.
So yeah, ultra-wide 4K is typically not a use case that most people care about either. So you're gonna have to wait a little bit.
Should be over there somewhere.
There are ultra-wide 4K monitors, but they're not high refresh rate. So yeah.
Yo, Agus, can I ask a question?
Give me a sec. I'm gonna get through these questions first, and then I'll get to you.
Wait, where are you looking at them? I'm just
voice chat text. Voice chat text.
Okay.
God, my nose is fucked up. I need to build a PC. My first one, actually. I want a 3080 build, high demanding FPS games, and to stream, do schoolwork. My budget is $2,000. Okay, cool. $2,000 is a very strong budget. You can definitely afford basically any relevant gaming PC with that budget. But again, yeah, I would come back in like about a week to start planning it. You can come back here. I'll hopefully still be here, and then I can make you a list then. Yeah, I'm waiting for Black Friday. It's on the 27th. Exactly. Yeah, just wait about a week from now. Don't wait for Black Friday, because on the day of Black Friday, it's going to be very busy. So maybe like a couple days before. Hey, for Christmas, I am going to build my little brother a computer for Christmas. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of money, so I was just looking for the computer. I'm looking to spend $650 to $700. Tax doesn't matter. He is only doing light gaming, just something to get off console. He doesn't want the PS5. Honestly, if your budget is around $650 to $700, the PS5 or Series X will probably be better hardware-wise, and not by like a small stretch either. But if you just genuinely don't want consoles and you feel like you would be limited by a console platform, then you can certainly get a pretty good gaming PC for like $650 to $700. It would probably be like a 10100 and I don't know, like a 1660 Super or equivalent GPU at the time. So yeah, that definitely, you can definitely work that out. But again, yeah, I would come back in about a week. I just hopped in, and the last thing I heard was getting a 3060 for free. No, we were just talking about the EVGA Step Up program. You can buy an EVGA card, any card really. I suggest 2060 because it's like nothing really suffers on a 2060 to be honest. Outside of like RTX. So yeah, you can get like a 2060, be happy with it for a couple months, 2 or 3 months. And then you register for EVGA Step Up, you get in the waiting line, and you get a 3060, assuming they have it available, which I think they will. So,
Hello.
yeah. Hi, hello.
Hello.
Hello. Is it a paid service? No, it's like you can search up EVGA Step Up. They have a page that explains everything, but essentially what it is this. You buy an EVGA card new from a verified retailer like Walmart or eBay's official stores and Newegg, Amazon. You buy the card and whatever price you pay, just keep that in mind. And as long as within 90 days of your purchase date, you go to EVGA and you register for the program, any of their available GPUs on the EVGA store that are certified for the Step Up program, as long as it's an upgrade from what you have, so a 3060 from a 2060, you pay the difference in price. Obviously, if it's cheaper than what you have, they don't send you money, but you pay the difference in price. So if you buy a 2060 for 300 and then the 3060 comes out for 350 on their site, you pay $50, you ship in your old 2060, and they give you a new 3060 for the difference in price. And if you buy two GPUs for the same, like if it's the same amount of money, then you don't pay anything. I'm not sure if you pay for shipping either. Like they list that on their site.
They say you have to pay for shipping.
Okay, I mean that's not even that bad honestly, because it's just such good value really. That's really good. How do they make it profitable?
EVGA.
They cover their margins by selling your card as a B stock card. Yeah.
Yes. Oh
Yeah,
yes.
sometimes
We
they
stop
come for really
crazy Wednesdays.
Yeah.
I love Wednesday.
Midweek
website went
madness.
down Wednesday. The website went down for like 10
Yes.
minutes.
Yeah.
Dick
How do I
rolls,
locate
that suck.
and add my
I start to
SSD?
cry a little bit.
Oh, okay. So it says disk 1 unallocated. I'm assuming you bought a 480/500/512 gig SSD. You right click it, you click new simple volume, and just go with all the defaults. You can name the drive whatever you want. Just go with all the defaults. Yep.
Okay, thank
B-Stock,
you.
and they guarantee more business from people. Yeah, EVGA B-Stock is B-Stock along with Step Up is like one of the reasons people buy EVGA cards to begin with. Like they make it profitable because it's only compatible with EVGA cards. So you need to buy an EVGA card to begin with. So they have money from you anyways.
Who the fuck is playing Minecraft?
I don't hear any Minecraft noises.
It's basically like the same way like MSI will offer you like an $80 Steam gift card for buying their shit. Instead, EVGA has good customer service, good warranty,
Wait, so can I buy
And
B-Stock
MSI
myself?
does not
and
have that.
Step Up.
Yeah, you can
I
buy
mean,
B-Stock
MSI is kinda
yourself, but these days B-Stock prices are not that great right now. So
Well,
know.
bro, you could have bought a 950 for like 20 the other day. That was a really good deal.
Although it was a 950, not on newer cards.
Or it was either a
I saw-
950 or 60 or 70 actually.
The
I don't think it
deals
was
weren't as good as I thought they would be, honestly. This
I kind of want to
Wednesday.
sell my 2060.
Probably because the
And-
Wednesday was
There
the
were a
website
few
was
good
out
deals.
for like 15 minutes.
Would this be okay
Once like
for
online
gaming and
school is
streaming?
done, it'll be a lot better. I think at least.
That is more than okay for gaming and streaming. At least CPU and GPU wise.
Wait,
The
why
rest of
does he
your
have two-
parts you could have
What
chosen.
two graphics cards does he have?
He just has a 3070 in there. That's it.
No, I'm talking about this kid PK. He's got two GPUs in his system.
Are they in voice chat text? I don't see them.
No, it's not.
By the way,
No,
this
he's
is
not,
the
right.
first day I'm using the new chat. I'm trying a new chat window, so like let me know how it looks. I think the old one it was like blue and really big, didn't fit that many messages, so it's kind of ugly, but I hope this one's gonna be better. I heard next gen console Fortnite is still at 60 FPS. Is this true? Yeah, next gen consoles are locked to 60 for single player, and then for multiplayer it's supposed to go up to like 120, I think, or more than that. But the settings are gonna be lower. But I don't think it's gonna be that much lower because the Series X and PS5 have just this is like probably the biggest hardware leap in a long time for consoles. Like this is a huge leap in performance that is
Yeah,
available to developers.
PS4 wasn't that big.
Is it worth getting Gen 1 or should you wait until they work out
I
the
think
bugs.
it's worth.
What do you mean Gen
I think
1?
it's worth getting. He
Like,
means like
should
the
you wait?
iteration.
like
Should
how
you
they
wait a little while?
refresh.
I think the Series X is pretty good so far. Like I don't think it has any problems that like all consoles wouldn't share. So
The thing
yeah,
is that like
it's pretty
these
good.
consoles are becoming closer and closer to PC hardware, so you shouldn't have much to worry about.
Yeah,
Like PS3 had like Cell and like Xbox 360 had a bunch of proprietary shit, but nowadays they use like standard
yep.
shit from PCs. So
Honestly,
you shouldn't have
consoles
much to
are
worry about.
basically just extremely specialized and extremely like low margin pre-builds at this point.
Yeah.
Does what you said apply for the 3070? Yeah, basically.
The
Except
thing
for the
is-
3070, I would lean even harder towards the tough or like an even cheaper model because the 3070, as soon as you buy a more expensive 3070, you come close to just affording a 3080. So it's like, and it's not a non-significant difference. Honestly, I think the 3080 is higher value than the 3070 is for a high-end card.
Especially
you're getting-
considering
You're getting about 30% more
Also,
performance
yeah.
with little CPU bottleneck.
Does 3080 have
For
8 gigs
$200
of
more
memory or
dollars.
no?
No, it has 10.
Does it have more?
It's
Okay.
10 or 11.
It is 10 of G6X, while the
What's the news on the
37
20
is
gig?
8
What's with
gigs.
Nvidia on their like lack of storage or like memory?
VRAM is fine. It's enough. I mean, their engineers in public interviews have said that we have, done testing and we think this is enough, and I'm inclined to
I
agree with
agree
them.
with
It is great it's very good.
AMD just
RAM.
kind of up until now, especially with like the R9 and like the early Polaris cards had to compensate for like a lack in performance. So they
Also,
had to
Ryujin-
give
HBM2 guys,
VRAM.
HBM2.
Region, please don't ask Googleable questions in Numax server, okay? Like this, you're straight up asking Numax, are SSD versus hard drive load times really noticeable? And I was like, bro, are you trolling?
When
Dude,
you log in on an SSD, you log in.
If you have a question that you feel like it's complex and you've done your research and you still don't quite know and you want some like expert insight, that's when you ask Numax. But like you know what I'm
about
saying? It's like
controllers.
it's like fucking it's like asking me AMD or Intel, and I'm like, bruh, really?
But
I think it's worse
or
than
Intel.
AMD or Intel because
Well,
AMD or Intel
definitely.
is like debatable. In
Yeah,
a way, I
exactly.
guess.
Because right now, AMD and
Right now
Intel
it's
are just
AMD,
generation to generation. Like next generation, Intel is going to be faster than AMD
At
in
least
gaming
in gaming,
performance.
yeah.
I know
Yeah.
there are many rumors about 3060 and it's not set in stone, but it's said that the 3060 is 12 gigs of VRAM. Completely doubt that. Which would be more than 3060 Ti, 3070, and 3080. How much can
3060
extra
is retarded.
VRAM compensate for a worse GPU chip? 0. An extra VRAM past a sufficient amount cannot compensate for a worse GPU. It's like saying, hey, if I get 32 gigs of RAM but I get a dual core processor, is it gonna be like is it
Exactly,
gonna
yeah.
balance out?
Wait.
No. It's
So
not.
you're telling me that the VRAM, if you take off the V, it acts just like it? Wait, hold up.
Are you telling me
When you
VRAM
guys
is just
check
a
my question
specialized
and check the
version of
question.
regular
Yeah,
RAM?
You're
It is
telling me we
valuable
have
for-
DDR6 and we have it now.
I mean, look, GDDR is not that different from DDR. It's just optimized for gaming, really.
I mean,
For
it
G-
does have some marketing value though. Like when AMD can say like their
Yeah, they have
card
16
has like
across
8
the
gigs.
stack. Yeah. No, I'm sure some people will be happy with that.
HBM2.
Are you
Like,
saying we have true quad rank memory?
I mean,
Wow.
back
my
in the
God.
day, it was worthwhile
Or
for
quad
like
rate,
yeah.
UHD and 4K gaming, but nowadays everything can run like 1440p.
in what
above,
situations
like, a 30.
is the 5600X the buy? In which situations is the 10600K the buy? I would consider them to be basically equal in gaming, provided you overclock the 10600K, which you should. But in most cases, 5600X, especially in like outlier games like CS:GO. But if you directly compare the two, it depends on price. It's
game
really
will run Fortnite.
really depends on price.
If you live near a micro center, go with the 10600K.
Yeah, it's pretty cheap right now. But honestly, the 5600X is still in its kind of teething stage. Just wait for it to get better supply and hopefully some better prices. The new consoles may be worth a cheap PC, but they also look worse every time they try to improve them. I don't know about that. The Series X and the PS5 look they look fine.
What is
And
the
they're
best
I think they're probably
processor?
like the quietest mainstream consoles ever. Like they're
Or
really
Fortnite?
quiet. They're quiet. They don't consume that much power.
know?
About the same as last gen. and heat output
Hello.
is quite small as well. It's
Speaking of the consoles, I
impressive.
got a question.
mm-hmm.
Which
What
one
is-
run Fortnite better?
Are we going to see something like direct storage come to PC? And
Yeah,
like,
it's part of
what's, like,
the DirectX
timetable?
12 Ultimate API. So
Oh, is it
yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Or
So-
can it
So
run
what about
Fortnite?
like, so like, do you think you'll like, so a game will need DirectX 12, to have that, right?
to make use of that feature, yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like thinking of like games that use Vulkan, and Vulkan's pretty competitive with DirectX 12. So
Mhm.
is it possible we see something like direct storage coming from Chronos?
I don't know. I just genuinely don't know. They might be developing an alternative, but I genuinely don't know. So the 3080 20 gig that was canceled is now rumored as a 3080 Ti for 2021. You guys are just reading too much into these rumors. Like, I don't know why, but like over the
you
last
guys are
year or
watching
so,
some gamer meld.
yeah,
you.
over the last year or so, like people have just been just increasingly asking me about rumors and like getting their heads so caught up in rumors. Guys, just chill. Just
Yeah.
chill.
It's
Rumors like
I think
these,
Gamer
they-
Meld is a fucking terrible channel.
Yeah, it is.
Because he just
Look,
welcome to Gamer Meld.
rumors like
Here are
these,
some fake ass rumors.
they appear and disappear like every day. So just
Yeah,
relax.
exactly.
Just
Bro,
relax.
it's like tabloids you see at the supermarket.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
is
Fine,
Justin Bieber
but, like,
gay?
They ain't
We,
legit.
we saw him breathing
It's
within the
Justin
proximity of another man. Is he gay?
Pretty legitimate.
is he the big gay?
Harry and
That's a good
Meghan are
question,
unhappy.
actually. Because he might be.
It's
We don't
literally
know,
like
guys.
that. Yeah. Why are the budget Realtek controllers not bad? They are bad. What do you mean? And
No,
why is
it's
going by
not. Oh, did I say
sequentials
not?
not a good thing? Because sequentials are not representative of I already said this before. It's like were you here when I did my
Taco
20-minute rant to like I think Wisefar about like why
No,
PCI Gen
I
4
wasn't there.
SSDs are irrelevant?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well-
you were here for that, right? And part of that was that sequential speeds are not, people don't care about sequential speeds. I mean, they care about it when it comes to, ooh, big number, good, I'm gonna buy this drive. But like in actual usage, it doesn't matter. So like having higher sequentials doesn't mean you're a higher tier drive. So like Vexicus's tier list, which appears to be just done based off of sequentials, is like some of the lower tier drives that can't hit like 3,500 megabytes per second are still better and more consistent than some of the drives that can. Because not only is there no causation between high sequential speeds and high consumer performance, but a lot of the time, the controllers that are designed to hit high sequential speed for marketing pages are literally designed to be min-max so they can do that, so that they're less consistent, but they can hit that in burst workloads. So it's dumb. It's dumb. You know how to fix high CSGO ping? Ping is affected by a lot of factors. So if you want to troubleshoot that, you can go to the troubleshooting channel. But I'm not going to go through all of them with you. Will VRAM be downloadable in 2021? Nice one.
Please, yeah.
Okay.
Like I totally see that fucking coming from like Micron and the die makers. Just fucking sell like a 64 gig kit like have it locked down to 16 gigs.
It's like asking me, why isn't buying RAM by megahertz not a good thing? It's like the same thing. Like high frequency only matters if you have the timings to match, and that's a much simpler. Like RAM is a lot simpler than SSDs. So
I remember reading a rumor.
Wait, no, that's a good
or a
question.
I remember you used to
top
be able to
50
do.
tech guys
Used to be able to make RAM
predictions.
storage.
you can do that still.
RAM
Yeah,
disk.
Well,
RAM
yeah,
disk,
yeah,
that's
but
still a
like
thing.
that used to happen a lot more. The thing is, it's
Uh,
random access, so it has to be powered at all times.
I
As
mean,
soon
yeah,
as
your
it
PC's
loses
on at all
power.
times.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm
feel
not
like
sure if
that
you
was
answered
before,
this,
like,
but
M.2
would the
and
212
NVMe
black be good enough for a
thing.
5800X? Yeah, it would. But should you get a 212 black? Maybe. I don't know. If you need a black heatsink
It
and an
won't be
RGB
cheaper.
fan, there's not much out there that kind of competes at that price range. But if you don't care about that stuff, you just want a good cooler, SE224XT is basically same performance, but like $13 less. Alright, nerds. If any of you have questions, put them in the voice chat text channel. I really wish this channel was fucking unlimited. It makes me so angry. Join Design,
is
build,
the
how?
is the 5800X worth it over the 5700?
The
I mean,
5700X doesn't exist right now. I wish it did, but it doesn't.
Oh, it does not. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
they
only
came out
3
with
right now.
5600, 5800, and 5950.
That's
And the 5900.
that's pretty
yeah.
dumb.
There's only 4. As opposed to like normally there's 6.
Instead of it's like $300 to $500. I think that's so
I
stupid.
think that's because AMD like asserting their dominance right now.
Yeah, that's kind of the case.
They've got the
I got the
big stick
212
right
black
now,
for
yeah.
the same price as the ID cooling one you just mentioned. Yeah, if you got a 212 black for like, 25, 30, then whatever, just it's fine. Would a
Yeah,
GAMX
that's what I
400
have right
cool
now.
an OC 10600K? It would be tight, but I think you could manage. I don't think you'd be able to get to 5 all core, but it'll be tight. Yeah. Any good 1 terabyte
Yes,
M.2
they could
SSDs?
know.
No, there is not. This is actually a fact. There are 0 good 1 terabyte M.2 SSDs in existence right now in this entire. No, I'm kidding.
They only last like
But hey, yes.
if they're fast, then
so
they last
Sphinx-
3 months.
No,
Wait, what?
I mean, look, Sphinx, there are, but the SSDs we recommend to people, they change very rapidly. So unless you really need an SSD right now, I would come back like on the day that you're looking for the SSD, because we might say, hey, this SSD is good because it's on sale right now, and then 3 days later it's like $150 for like 1 terabyte, and then you buy it, and then we're like, big sag.
honestly, it's all about. There's a handful of good ones for your use case, and basically, like they are on a rotating schedule of what's on sale.
Yeah.
Is it worth it to get the 5600X and 3070? Not really. I mean, here's the thing. The 3070 and 3080 are like strictly 1440p GPUs almost all of the time, because most people who are trying to get high FPS on 1080p are not also playing at high settings. If you're one of those people, then I suppose a 3070 or 3080 might be worth looking into, but that's very rare. So most people are like, hey, I'm okay with like middling FPS, so like 100 to 200 FPS, and then I want to play at high settings, or they're like, I want to get over 400 frames in the games that I play, but I want to play at low settings. And then it's going to be, the onus is going to be on your CPU. So yeah, that's why the 5600X is kind of strange for like a 3070 or 3080, because you're not going to benefit that much from like a 3600 or 10400. But at the same time, it's like, if you have the money, you may as well. Yeah. I'm buying components leading up to and on Black Friday. Well, I wouldn't buy any now, because I don't think there's any good sales right now. Actually, let's check the Build a PC sales subreddit together. Let's see if there's anything absolutely crazy right now that you should buy and I don't think will be bested on Black Friday. So let's go to Build a PC sales. Let's go to top of the day. Okay. MSI motherboards bought in October can claim the back-to-school Steam gift cards even with the Ryzen 5000 series CPU. Simply select your 3000 series counterpart in the redemption form. Okay. Free drones or earbuds at Micro Center. No purchase required. Okay, I don't think this is relevant to most people. Zotac cards back in stock, so that's 30 series. There's a pre-built that has a 5800X and a 3070 for 1600. That seems okay. Pre-built monitor, not that great.
Was 1100, a 3070, and
Monitor.
a 3600.
Oh, NZXT H500 Overwatch edition for $50. That's pretty decent. I'd take an H500 for 50. G502 SE for 35. That's okay. An 8x8. Yeah, there's nothing really crazy right now. Yeah, unfortunately. So that is that. Is an M.2 Gen 4 SSD worth waiting for over a Gen 3? If you have a workload that would benefit from a high-end SSD controller, then yes. But if you have to ask, then probably not. How does 3D NAND flash have so many more benefits over 2D NAND flash other than more storage because of the stacks? Good question. It's like asking, why does TSMC 7 nanometer have so many advantages over 14 nanometer? Or why does EUV have so much advantages over traditional lithography processes? And it's
Why does my mom not love me?
And then it's just like 3D NAND, it's not just about stacking. There were a lot of architectural improvements that came with that stacking, but it's like It's like the same reason why Intel is looking into Lakefield and hybrid packaging processes. Being able to stack logic on top of itself. If you manage to deal with the heat issue and the manufacturing complexity issue, you just have higher logic density, so shorter trace lengths between different circuits. And on top of having higher storage density, you have cost scaling benefits. You have power scaling benefits because you have less parasitic loss. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, right? It's like 3D NAND flash is not the same thing. Like a lot of people get this confused. 3D NAND flash is not the same thing as taking 2D NAND flash, but stacking it on top of itself a bunch of times. 3D NAND flash is like inherently a different technology. I just want you to understand that. So, yeah, that's something else to consider. Yeah. Okay, and on top of that, 3D NAND flash is like so much more diversified than 2D NAND flash is. Like a lot of planar dies look pretty similar with flash, but 3D NAND flash has a bunch of different technologies going into it. Yeah. Yeah, the 5800X is pretty bad value, I agree. Black Friday is going to be underwhelming this year because it's mainly used to clear out old stock, and having a back stock isn't a problem at the moment. You're not going to see as good doorbusters because those are designed to get people coming physically to the store, and that's not going to happen. And companies are more in a financial bet. Yeah, I agree, but we are seeing some really good sales, so I'm inclined to believe that at least some things will be, you know, really, really low priced. Like we're seeing like 1440p, 144 IPS panels, like the same ones that like the VX275, it was the VX2758, go for like $200, which is ridiculous. Yeah, we're definitely seeing some really good sales, but they are kind of unicorns. So yeah, that is it. That's basically that. Okay.
Is there any good 49-inch panels?
Not really. Yeah. 49-inch panels are,
besides the...
Yeah, I would probably look into a TV at that point.
Like super
Yeah.
ultra wide, not like
Like the
49-inch.
U41 49DW. Yeah.
Like the
You don't have that
Odyssey
many.
G9.
Yeah. You don't have that many like competitors in that space. It's basically just like the G9. So
Well, it's the G9, the Asus, and the other Samsung one.
yeah, Worm is
And there's
right.
some
Get the 48
some weird
CX
other
if
ones.
you don't want ultra wide.
There was an LG as well.
How do
I don't know
I
if it-
overcome the noise inherent
Oh, yeah,
in quantum
LG.
systems? Bro, why are you asking this here? Why are you asking this here?
And like, what do you think would be a good graphics card to pair a 49-inch with, or like a
Computer help?
1440 21x9?
Go ask IBM. Call IBM's support line. So what you want to do is lower temperatures and follow traditional signal integrity processes.
Stop.
Yeah, that's all it is, dude. You just follow traditional signal integrity processes. Quantum computing doesn't use different electricity from classical computing. So, same thing. You lower SNR using the same signal integrity processes. But
it has the word
Aegis...
quantum in it.
Oh, sorry, you increase SNR, not decrease SNR. But Aegis, what do SSD reviewers when they say they have an SLC cache or whatever? Is that the same as DRAM? So there's three main types of caches on an SSD. There's DRAM cache, which you're probably familiar with at this point. Like everyone and their mother has heard of it. Not everyone and their mother knows what it's for, but they know it's good. So there's that. What else is there? Hold on, let me move this guy in. There's SRAM, which is kind of like DRAM cache, except for it's smaller and it's more expensive and it's faster and it's typically more localized. SRAM is found in almost every controller. The reason why it's highlighted on the SN550 is because I think it's larger than usual and it's used slightly differently, and the
What's
SN550
SRAM?
doesn't have DRAM, so that's why it's kind of more important there. And then you have I call it pseudo caching. So there's PSLC or pseudo SLC, which is you can basically use some of your flash, if it's QLC or TLC, in SLC mode. So you decrease, basically, okay, here's how I'll explain it. You temporarily decrease how much storage you have available, but you increase how fast it is. So that on benchmarks and in fast workloads that are temporary, you can have fast speeds. But the disadvantage to this is that because you have less storage available, there's a limited capacity to which you can do this. So if you have a 2 terabyte drive, perhaps the maximum amount of SLC cache you can have is like 500 gigs or something like that, assuming it's static, right? As soon as you go out of that 500 gigs, you either have to start converting SLC cache into your QLC, or you have to start writing directly to QLC, or some mixture of both. And so you're going to have like a big slowdown, like a big crash in performance. Yeah, XNAND is interesting, but it's not going to come to consumer for a while, but that is a pretty groundbreaking idea. Yeah. What XNAND does is a lot of, I think a misconception you might have with XNAND is that it's like a new type of NAND or something like that. It's basically a reconfiguration where NAND is designed better to work in parallel, where you have, typically you have like a page buffer before a bunch of different planes that you're working with, and it's like a single large page buffer, which is kind of inefficient. What XNAND does is it allows a single page buffer to be used for a bunch of different planes at the same time. That's like one of the changes that they introduced with the XNAND. There's like a bunch of other changes too. It's like a 6-step process or something. I'll talk about it later, honestly. So SLC cache is not the same as DRAM. They're used for entirely different things. DRAM is almost never used for actually caching in-flight data. When I say in-flight data, I mean anything coming in and out of the SSD. Like DRAM is typically not used for that because power loss protection reasons. So I'm sure you know that if you turn off your PC, what's in your RAM disappears. And the same thing happens with an SSD. So if you're in the middle of moving a file, and or you have like some critical processes, you don't want any data to be in that DRAM, because if your system loses power, that data is gone. So DRAM is typically used for it's kind of like it's used for a variety of tasks. It's like a janitor's closet of sorts for the controller. The controller is dealing with metadata. It's also dealing with like boot data. It's also dealing with garbage collection algorithms, ECC algorithms, anything the controller is using to work on your data, but not necessarily your data, is going to be in the DRAM. And that's why it's important. That's why it's useful. SLC cache, on the other hand, is used for caching your data. It is used for making your system appear faster. Yeah, that's basically it. I'm Gamboa's friend. He told you I was joining. Yes, I heard about that. Can you help me with an $850 build? Yeah, sure. Wait, by the way, can Gamboa wait like a week or so for like better prices, or does he need to buy ASAP? Why does the SN550 perform well? It doesn't perform that well. Okay, here's why I think the SN550 does well in the market. It's because it doesn't like flaunt. Like it doesn't try to achieve high benchmark specs when it shouldn't. So you could easily take an SN550 and have it have like a massive dynamic SLC cache and abuse the shit out of its architecture and try and max out benchmark specs. But what the SN550 does successfully is maintain consistent performance by kind of having a low sort of profile in terms of like rated specs, but it performs consistently instead. Yeah, whereas something like the A60 or Helix L is more consumer tuned, or the P2 as well, is like more consumer tuned, where you have that, SLC cache that's more aggressive, but as soon as you leave that space, it's very low write speeds. So yeah, that's basically the trade-off of having large versus small, dynamic versus static SLC cache. Like Numax talks about this sometimes. Static SLC cache is better for consistent performance. Dynamic SLC cache is better for looking good on benchmarks. Mr. Aegis Man, why is QLC slow after it fills up? Because it's, all SSD storage is slower after it fills up, okay? SSDs are not just like a block of storage that's uniformly the same. Architecturally, they do a lot of software and firmware tricks and hardware tricks too, to make themselves perform kind of snappy throughout their lifetimes. One of those things is using extra flash for over provisioning or for basically janitorial purposes. It's kind of like a page file, in that your computer can use it for background tasks and offloaded tasks from like the DRAM. So as soon as you fill up your SSD, there's no extra space that can be used for SLC cache. SLC cache is smaller. And there's no space for like that kind of janitorial activity. So the more spare flash your SSD has, the more it has the opportunity to wear level and cycle through that flash in a more equal and consistent manner. Yeah, that's basically it. That's why all SSDs kind of slow down as you fill them up. For QLC in particular, QLC SSDs, because QLC is inherently quite slow, they disguise that using aggressive SLC cache. And when you fill up your SSD, that SLC cache opportunity becomes much smaller. I'll show you what I mean.
Is there like a ratio of how full it is versus...
Yeah, I'm about to show you that actually.
Oh, okay, thank you.
So
Sorry.
this is a picture from Intel's marketing team. It's the 660p's SLC cache amounts. And you can see how when the drive is over 75% on like a 1 terabyte SSD, you have only 12 gigabytes of SLC cache available. So that means that when you start a workload, you're more and more likely, as the drive is fuller and fuller, to run into that SLC cache limit where the drive slows down significantly. Because if we're talking about working sizes or we're talking about workload sizes, anytime you decrease the size of your workload or you decrease the size available for a workload, you're more likely to run into that problem. So let's say a lot of consumers, you're downloading a game or you're, installing an OS that might fit within a relatively small, space, like maybe 20 gigabytes or so, right? And then this SSD, if it's empty, 20 gigabytes is not going to fit within your SLC cache. But as you decrease that SLC cache size, you run into more and more and more problems over time. Which is not necessarily a bad thing. A lot of people think the 660p like slows to a halt when it's full. That's not necessarily true. Because its random performance is still good, even when it's full. When will QLC be good? I would argue QLC is already good, but the only problem is that QLC's main advantage should be cost, at least until it, performs quite well. So its main advantage should be cost, and right now we're not really seeing that. We're not like... QLC would be really good if we had like, DRAM-less QLC drives for like $50 or per 1 terabyte and $100 per 2 terabytes, because then they would be a hard drive replacement, like straight up a hard drive replacement. There are a lot of people in the industry right now, and I'm not talking about in the server, I'm talking about data center, enterprise, edge computing, that are looking into using QLC SSDs to replace hard drives, but cost parity hasn't reached that point yet. We have, as an industry, predicted that QLC SSDs would reach cost parity, or at least be so close in cost to hard drives that they're more worth buying than enterprise hard drives are, but we're not quite at that point. So hopefully we'll be there soon, but we're not there yet. Hey Aegis, I'm the guy that was DMing you from like a week ago. Can you help me make a 1200 Canadian build? I would suggest coming back in about a week. Again, I know it's basically mid-November at this point, but yeah, I would say about a week. About a week. How is Mesh C? S2 ain't in stock. You know C is fine. C is fine. The main problem with C is its price, but yeah. We've gone to all SSDs aside from some large-scale backups from our servers at work. Yeah, for sure. SSDs in terms of adoption, I'm not talking QLC in terms of replacing hard drives, just in general, SSDs and NVMe as a specification in terms of adoption is like way bigger than before. Like it's absolutely crazy. Like I will read you some stuff. Hold on. It's crazy how much SSDs have become poggers, become very poggers.
Ages, your poggers.
Thanks, BB.
Like Newegg has posted like the Black Friday deals, and people are saying that they really suck.
Yeah, they do for now at least. They're gonna add more over time. Okay, is it NVMe over progress, or what was the thing that I was looking for? Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah. So it was predicted. So like all financial institutions do, the storage market predicted that like over half of servers would have NVMe drives by this year. And at this point, you're seeing essentially 100% of mainstream servers shipping supporting NVMe at this point. So that's pretty crazy. And it's like it's really good. We're seeing huge adoption of NVMe across the board. And there's a whole world like for consumers, you're seeing, NVMe is cool because it's like, faster and all that. But for enterprise, this has a much bigger implication because NVMe is not just one specification. It's a group that is designed to create a bunch of standards for a bunch of different use case fabrics, basically. And that's stuff like NVMe OF, that's stuff like EBOF. There's a bunch of like ideas and concepts out there that are being pushed to enterprise that are changing how we treat data. So
The physical connector is concerned. Most data centers use U.2, right? So
they use U.2 or EDSFF. Yeah, a lot of data centers are moving to EDSFF. Which you'll
What
never,
happened to
like,
U.2?
we say U.2 is you're not going to hear about that for consumer, which you won't, but EDSFF you definitely won't hear about in consumer, because those are restricted to, like, racks.
The only reason I've heard about U.2 is because I go on eBay and search for used enterprise drives.
Yeah.
actually, I
Drake
bought a
said my niche
motherboard-
should be CPU coolers. How do I know where to start? CPU coolers are not that exciting, honestly, but if you want, sure, go for it.
The MSI gaming motherboard. It was
Does
a Z.
OF stand for OnlyFans? No, it stands for over fabric. But sure, we can have it. NVMe OnlyFans.
Ahmad's got a question.
Perfect.
Sounds hot. Make it SSDs. Honestly, you know what? The SSD space is kind of empty.
Damn, dude.
There's a lot of people that are in the power supply space. There's a lot of people in the, I don't know, motherboard space. We
They
can
already
always use
have
more people in
they already
SSDs.
have Kevin. Kevin already made the entire list for power supplies.
Who is Kevin?
Hold up. The PSU tier list.
UT
You
forums.
mean Luke? Luke
Was it
spearheads
Luke?
that
I thought it was
project.
Kevin.
No, Luke spearheads that project. Tier list
Luke,
Garbo.
yeah, my bad.
Then
Luke.
make a better
Oh,
one.
I
you
thought it was
fucking nerd.
Joel.
Make a better one, nerd. That's right.
Oh, I
The
thought
tier
an
list
M-
is that's the best thing we have. Like it's a lot. Like maybe you weren't here like 2 years ago, but it's a lot better than it was 2 years ago. I can assure you of that. Like, and honestly, like G750H in A, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, it's fine. Like no one who buys that power supply is gonna have problem. Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Okay. All I need to do is get a 10980XE and use that to bench all the CPU coolers, right? Yeah, good luck after people call your results irrelevant because you're not using a mainstream CPU, Lamau, KEKW. A good CPU to test thermals would be like a 9900K or 5950X. Yeah.
I bought
Notice how I said 9900K instead of 10900K.
Yeah, I mean, I'd prefer not to go with lava. I'd understand that.
Yeah. Okay, fuck you
Didn't you-
too. What do you mean fuck you too? I just said potato nugget. I just said hi. I just said hi to you. It's okay, BB. Bro, I'm not trying to pay $500 on a CPU. You're telling me you're gonna get a 10980XE for less than $500? Okay,
Good
buddy.
fucking luck. And then whenever you do get it, tell me where you got it from.
And just like sell it
I was
and then
thinking
buy
maybe
9900K.
Micro Center will get them down to like
A
600.
10980XE is future proof?
But-
Oh, okay, buddy. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure
no,
Gamboa
no.
has to buy right now.
Do not use
Okay.
the F word here.
No, the
Frick.
thing is that Micro Center, I was thinking might have 10980XEs down to like 600, 700, but people still buy 10980XEs just because of, you know, the prestige, I guess. So
Yeah, I mean, no,
they're
there's still
gonna-
legitimate use cases for the 10980XE.
like what?
FPU-G6. What the fuck? Why is this not working?
Like what?
AVX 512. My parcels. Okay, Left Skull. I will check if I've gotten any shipping updates on my case.
I have
Okay.
a consumer motherboard with a U.2 port on it.
Those do
Yo,
exist,
can
but
I
they're
get-
quite rare.
MSI Gaming M7 Z270.
Alright, finna
Uh,
buy it right now.
No updates. No updates. It just says shipped. I don't know if I can like track where it is in terms of shipping, but it just says
Does
shipped.
U.2 speed up Fortnite loading time?
Nice meme. Bro, you've been reusing that joke for like the last 20 minutes.
It's not a goddamn joke, bro.
Okay, nice meme.
I'm fucking 13. It's like,
Hey, but RDNA 2 gonna be like 600 plus. I think it would be over my budget, rip. Yeah, but you may as well wait for the sales as well. 10850K for 50% off or 10600K for 50% off. 10850K for 50% off, sell that shit, and then buy the 10600K for 50% off. Stonks. Stonks. Okay. Alright, I'll make Gamboa a build, okay? Fucking let's do it. Let's get this money. Alright, it's
I wanna hear you,
$850, right?
Moni.
Let's do it. Let's get it.
50k is like 400 bucks, I think.
Okay, I might do 10-100 right now. Actually, how much is 3100? Oh, cringe. Never mind. Why won't 10-100 come to the US? It's like 60 quid in the UK. Intel, if you release 10-100F in the US, you will destroy AMD. Please send me hot 10-100F, please. Thank you. Or I'll be sad.
We have a 10100 here.
What's a good niche power supply or boring? Oh, I thought you were asking me what a good niche power supply is. What's a good niche power supplies are boring AF. What if you just didn't pick a niche? What if you just like did cool shit for everything? Like me. I'm a real gamer.
That's very humble of you.
Yeah, I'm a real gamer. You just do cool shit for everything. Look,
How
I'm a god
about
gamer.
you make a tier list on every single motherboard in existence?
No, make a tier list of tier lists. That's what you should do.
Problem with motherboard tier lists is that motherboards do so many things that like.
No, those tier lists are typically on just VRMs, just purely VRMs and nothing else.
Hold up.
Yeah.
You can make a tier list on RGB products across the board with
Honestly,
proper
yeah,
CRI CRI measurements.
Exactly. Yeah. Just do that. RGB accuracy, RGB color accuracy, RGB response time. You're gonna be the first in the industry to do it. When I change my colors in IQ, how quickly does it work? Okay, tell Gamboa he's gonna have to step up from this 2060. All right, you tell him. You tell him.
Hey Gamboa, you're gonna have to step up from this 2060.
Yeah, what he said. Okay. Let's go EVGA 2060 KO from Office Max. Or you could just buy this from the EVGA site. Like, I want to make that pretty clear. I think the EVGA site might still have 2060s for normal price. Let's find out.
Cut down 2080s. The KOs are cut
all
down.
Requests. Yeah, they are. They were like, yeah.
Wait, what the fuck? Hold on, sorry. My Twitch is being like super fucking weird right now. Oh, that's the wrong button. That's not the pop-up button. I'm stupid. Thank you, Haunted Space Dust, for the follow. I didn't see that shit because I had the wrong window open this entire time. Okay, products, EVGA, RTX 2060. Are they selling it for a non-ridiculous price? Out of stock, out of stock, out of stock, out of stock. Never mind, they're not selling it. Okay. And then for your case, I don't know, is MB311L in stock? Oh, it is in stock. Ogres. Ogres. Okay. And then power supply, I don't know. Let's get something overkill. Let's get like a 650 watt amp for this system. Because I feel like it. Okay, where's the amp? Give me tasty amp. Where's the amp? Wait, is the amp out of stock?
I think so. Or at least it's like 105.
I'm gonna cry. It's out of stock, Cubex. Whatever will I do?
Just pick another GX.
No!
Dude, there's like 20 of them.
No. What if I pick B5? I'm gonna trigger you. I'm gonna pick B5.
Oh, no.
Okay, fine. What about NEG Zen? 700 watts for $90.
Wait, for Zen? Wait,
That's
what are we
okay.
putting this on? A 3070?
No, 3060 and 10100, so it doesn't really matter.
Like, yeah.
I kind of want to
Well,
do
I don't know what
B5.
3060 is going to be on, so sure, I guess.
Kind of want to do B5 though. It's
Well, you could just. What about the regular Neo Eco?
I don't see it anywhere. Oh, Neo
Oh,
Eco
great.
Classic? You mean just Neo Eco Gold, right?
Yeah, gold.
Yeah, not the Classic. I don't see it in stock. I don't see it anywhere here. Yeah, that's it. I'm going B5. Fuck it. I'm not going GD. GD is cringe. We're going B5. Bubble, 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 bubble. Okay, this is like about 850. Who is the guy? Alice Tamales. Yeah, this is for Gamboa. You send this to him. Tell him, basically, if he can find an EVGA 2060 that's cheaper than that new, then use that, or just go with the one in that list, and tell him to use the step-up program to get a 3060 later. Make sure within 90 days he registers for the step-up program. Okay. Let me keep reading here. Make me a build. I'll make you a build in a week. That's boring. I need to pick one thing. I don't know. Join the fan gang. Yeah, there's like 0 people in the fan hobby besides me and Celica. So, and Dark World.
Well, fans next to Steve.
No, that is Celica. Yeah, that's Celica.
He changed his name.
Oh, no, that's his actual name, but his nickname here is FN Steve. Yeah, we gave him that nickname.
Oh shit.
Yeah, his name is not actually Steve. Why isn't there an Aris or Johnny Guru for CPU coolers? Because CPU coolers are not exactly like complex components that require a leading industry field expert. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, power supplies, there's a bunch of components and topologies that you can look at. Like, and the cooler is like, especially air coolers, it's like, what are you gonna look at? Number of heat pipes? Sintered copper material? It's like, bruh. Pado 7 is the platform.
I think it's like 25 millivolts on the 12-volt rail. So like, if you're paying that much for 3080, I wouldn't.
25 millivolts of Reaple. Oh no. Is this a good $150 monitor?
I'm gonna go back to my little power supply corner.
This would be good for a secondary monitor, but I'd probably try to look for one of the IPS panels for a primary. Yeah, Samsung's older VA panels have shitty response times, like really shitty response times. Is it started? Yes. Can you not see that I'm streaming? What?
It shows on Discord that you are.
I don't think you're allowed to stream.
In this Discord, no, but I'm streaming on Twitch.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
My bad.
Wait, I just realized, dude, what if some people, there's a guy that just DM'd me, what if, do some people genuinely think that like when a cooler says TDP 250 watts, the cooler itself consumes 250 watts of power?
What?
Imagine a fan that consumes 250 watts of power. It would be spinning at like 200,000 RPM.
That's an industrial type shit.
The inrush current alone would just destroy your power supply. It would just melt. You would need a cable as thick as like my wrist. It would be crazy.
Yeah. So how hard can your blades turn? Well. Yeah. We're pushing like 5 amps through them, so.
Dude, oh my god. Anyways, nah, bro. Finna buy shitty coolers off Ali and test them on a bulldozer CPU with no thermal paste. Okay, buddy. Is Pixio 248 Prime decent? Yeah. It's pretty good. Who are the GPU nerds? Computer engineering graduates. Those are GPU nerds. Because I don't know anybody in the computer hardware community that's actually a GPU nerd that knows what they're talking about, that doesn't have a
my graphics card has 17 teraflops of data.
Glorious Gaming. Okay. Sus server.
That's kind of sus, buddy. Yeah, that's kind of sus.
I'll be the first 156-year-old complete GPU nerd. 156-year-old. I'm just gonna be more impressed if you actually reach that age. Speaking of which, where do I find some cheapo bulldozer CPUs? Well, people have hate boners towards FX CPUs, so just go on eBay.
That's lewd.
Lewd. It is lewd.
I'm over here with the FX 6300.
Unlucky. That is what we refer to as unlucky, my friend.
It has 3 cores, and it's 3 virtual cores and 3 cores with 6 threads.
Yeah.
Each thread goes to 2 threads go to 1 core, and it sucks.
Tragic.
But at least if you get the right chip, you can overclock the hell out of it.
Did you get the payout for that? If you bought it originally?
What
they gave a payout.
Yeah,
for that,
they gave everyone like $10. That's nice.
Bruh, $10.
Yeah, dude.
Nah, I got a
they pay you to buy their shit.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did. It's worse than their last gen Phenom.
It was a lawsuit, class action lawsuit, because they advertised it as 6 cores, 8 cores, and it ended up just being SMT, I think, right?
Class action lawsuit results in everyone getting $10. Omega lol.
$10.
Well, actually,
that's a lot of money.
Yeah, that would be a lot of money.
Like,
quite a bit.
For them. Yeah.
I have a mic. Poggers. Yo.
That's like a what?
Yeah.
That's
Are there
like
any
a
high
5%,
heat
that's like a
producing
5%
CPUs that don't
refund
cost
to
a
every
fortune?
customer?
Just take a
Should be
CPU
a
that
50
doesn't.
Customer and there's.
Hold on, I got this, guys. Take a CPU that doesn't consume that much heat and just lift V core to like 1.8, dude. Forehead. What are you doing, forehead? Just lift voltage, forehead. It's that easy.
You said 5 head wrong.
No, it's 4 head. This isn't like so big brain that it's like 5 head. How do I lift voltage? You just asked me how do you lift voltage? First of all, that was a joke. Don't actually do that. Unless
so
you
to
want your
lift-
testing CPU to last like 2 months.
All right, so to
Um,
lift voltage, what you do is you grab your power supply and you put it 50 feet in the air.
Yeah, you just throw it in the air, and Zeus
That's
himself will charge it up for you. Yeah,
It
he'll
has the
charge up
same
your
effect,
transformers.
honestly.
Speaking of voltage, what do you guys think about the switch to 12 volt?
Is that
My man
is that
just
why
fucking
they
doxed
What?
his
just put the
Facebook
power
account.
splice
You
on
mean
top?
12 volt only, like the standard?
Yeah.
My
Um,
man
Aren't
just
they like?
doxed his
Isn't
Facebook.
Intel like?
Yeah, Intel has
No.
written a standard for that like about 2 years ago at this point, and it's interesting, but it's not that significant. I think of it as just like good housekeeping practices. It's just
better-
tidier.
Yeah, but you think it'll be a switch over from ATX, or do you think
No,
ATX is here to
it's
stay?
not going to go away.
On OEM systems, yes, initially, but whether or not the desktop enthusiast world is going to adopt that or not is another
ATX will
question.
be free forever.
And no, ATX is still compatible with ATX 12 volts only. Like they're backwards compatible, but yeah, you're just gonna need cables to adapt. Is this
Lots
good
of
for $50 off? Yeah, I said it's good for a secondary, but for a primary, there's like $170 1080p 144 IPS panels that are better. What's up, Fang? You have a question?
Stop. So I have this like little build that my mate made me like 2 years ago, and I had no complaints and whatever. But it's starting to get old. I don't want to replace the motherboard.
Is
So,
80% of the performance for less than 80% of the price, so it's a good buy, a good philosophy to have? No, because that does not account for the logarithmic nature of this diminishing returns. There's some people, like there was this Exoseer in my Twitch chat like some time ago. I think I banned him because he was being a dick, but he was suggesting that buying B-Die is very good worth money, and that buying Z490 for like a 10400 is very good worth money, because as a percentage of your total budget, you're only spending like 5 to 10% more, but you're getting like 5 to 10% more performance. So it's good value. It's like fucking stupid argument.
That's not
Actually, I do have a
So
Z490 with my 10400.
here's the philosophy, right? It's always relative, so it's always compared to things that are near it in price. Like whenever you're comparing value, it's always relative. Instead of just saying like 80% of the performance rate less than 80% of the price. Like for example, the 3080 versus the 3070. I say the 3080 is better value, despite it being, what is it, like 40% more money for 30% of the price. Sorry, 40, what the fuck am I saying? 40% more money for 30% more performance, and that's assuming there's no CPU bottleneck. So objectively speaking, that's not good value, because you're, money scaling doesn't equate to like performance scaling here. But you also have to account for the fact that getting 30% more performance for 40% more money at that budget is unprecedented. Like typically at that price point, it like you're way into the diminishing returns curve, right? You know that GPU graph that I made a while ago that has all the GPUs, and like you see how all of the curves for every
I saw how it's
architecture
like spiking up and then it tapers off.
is logarithmic. Yeah, it's like that's the reason why you can't apply that logic. You can't apply that logic. If you wanted to go for like the highest cost per frame on like whatever, you would always be going for like a 1660 super tier GPU. But like at the same time, like satisfaction is not always tied to value or like pure like price per frame, because there are some things that a 1660 super cannot do despite being good value. Like a 1660 super cannot do 4K 144 in AAA games. That being said, a lot of other GPUs can't do that either. But like, you get my point, right?
But it just sucks.
At some point, you need to pay more to reach a certain satisfaction metric.
One of you has an echo. Turn that shit off, please.
Yeah, that is kind of cringe. So it's basically like, here's my general philosophy for like PC builds and stuff. Assign yourself a performance target. So let's say I want my Blender rendering times to be lower than they are now, like 50% lower. I want it to be snappy or whatever. I want to play games at X FPS, at X settings, at X resolution. You look up the benchmarks, you see the minimum hardware you need to achieve that, goal, and then you try and get that hardware requirement while spending the least amount of money without cutting too many corners. That's basically it. That's the most simple and pragmatic way to do PC building and make lists, okay? Any other way, it's like stupid, typically. And also, you have to account for the fact that money does not scale linearly in terms of actual value and perceived value. Like, the difference between $50 and $100 is 100%. Like, it's $100, that price is 100% or double the amount of $50. And yet, the difference additively of $50 is not significant to most people. Whereas $500 versus $1,000 is also 100%, and that is relative percentage. So in your philosophy example here, those would be treated the same. But $500 is not chump change for most people. So that kind of difference always applies. That's why value always gets funky when you get down to like the $100 price range for like used GPUs, for example. That's why I say the 580 is like the best used GPU at around that price, because yes, there are cheaper GPUs, but you're losing a significant amount of performance for a non-significant amount of money. It's like, yes, there are $50 GPUs that are more than half the performance for less than half the price, but you're losing a lot of performance, and $50 is not a lot of money. So money doesn't scale linearly, and GPU performance does not scale linearly either. So that type of philosophy is generally stupid. I know that was a long explanation, but I hope that helps you understand kind of like the fundamental idea of value.
Like $100 is 100% more than $50, but $50 is 50% of $100, so it doesn't even work. You can't do it like both ways either. So that also
that too. But like we're always doing like additive. Like in all my examples, I scale upwards. Like I always start at a low point and then scale upwards. I understand what you're saying. Yeah,
like his question was.
I definitely understand what you're saying. Yeah, a lot of marketing companies will talk about how they'll skew whether they say X% lower than something or X% more than something based on which way the numbers they want like them to be skewed towards. So that is also something to consider. But yeah.
Fun mathematics fact for all of you: did you know that 5% of 50 is the same as 50% of 5?
Oh, yeah.
Wow!
Classic.
Incredible!
Wow.
Knee slapper.
That's crazy.
It reminds me of
Hey, if somebody hadn't heard that before, that's pretty dang awesome.
Wow.
Wow.
If you actually haven't heard that before, yeah, ratios fractions are
cool.
They can be flipped, and
this conversation reminds me of a Gamers Nexus video where like Thermaltake was like using degrees Fahrenheit to create percentages.
and then yep, using percentages.
Despite the fact that that's like an arbitrary measurement of thermal energy.
Yeah.
Fahrenheit is better. Shut your dirty whore mouth.
No,
I mean, at some
even
point,
Celsius is
at some point, it's like, how do you like? It's very difficult to quantify thermal energy in like relative percentages. So I don't blame them as much.
Like, Kelvin has like a fixed zero where like
but
zero
it still doesn't scale properly. Like you still can't say like 2 Kelvin is like 100% more energy than 1 Kelvin. It's like
I still agree, but
yeah,
it's still better than what they were doing because like
sure.
There you have a different percentage.
Do master liquids leak that much? Well, on top of the original master liquids leaking at a higher rate than you like typical AIOs do, they're also just shit AIOs. So like that alone disqualifies them, not just the leak thing.
What I do when it comes up in build help, I just say cheap. When they say it's a good cheap AIO, I just say oxymoron. No.
I mean, there are some good cheap AIOs, like the Galahad's pretty cheap, and like the H60 is pretty cheap, but
the Arctic
at this point, cheap AIOs are about.
We said cheap, not fucking EK.
Yeah, EK is not cheap, dude.
Has anyone seen the Be Quiet Pure Loop, the new one?
The Pure Loop is okay.
Yeah, that looks really cool. I really wanted to like.
It's just okay. Cooler. It's not that great. It's just okay. Do you know any good monitors that fit my 150 budget? Yeah. I mean, go to the peripherals channel, check the pinned messages there. We have a bunch of monitors that we recommend there. I'm wanting to upgrade my processor and graphics. However, I do not want to upgrade my motherboard, which is an AB350M Pro 4. I'm wearing it is what processor do you have? You have a 1600X? Keep your 1600X. Don't upgrade to Ryzen 3000. Not worth it. I've got the hiccups.
He said no.
Guys, by the way, I fixed my keyboard. I put electrical tape over all the screw holes, and now my Z key isn't duplicating because it's not shorting anymore. Poggers. Do DIMMs really need the heat spreaders? No. Consumer DDR4 is very efficient. Yeah.
They just use it as a selling tactic.
I mean, it's an aesthetic thing. Yeah. I mean, they help a little bit once you get to like high voltage, like 1.5 volt plus, but like
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. You don't
get a fucking fan.
Yeah, you don't need it past 1.5 volts.
What about if I want to water cool my RAM?
Then, yeah, you can get a water block for your RAM. I mean, sure, if you want. To help it dissipate its like 4 watts of heat. Yeah, I'm sure the water will help.
Back in like DDR3 days, people used to use like these fans that they would mount on top of.
Yeah. Okay, so DDR generational improvements
Oh.
also include voltage lowering and
I remember
efficiency
Corsair
increases.
had one of those.
So yeah, one of the main reasons that DDR4 changed or was introduced in general was just lower power consumption. Like that was probably the biggest change from DDR3. DDR4 is like so boring. DDR3 to DDR4 is just such a boring switch. But DDR5 is like it's like 3 generations worth of improvements in DDR5. It's gonna be pretty crazy. It's probably the biggest
Yeah,
change.
it's also going to
within...
be 3 times more expensive.
I don't think so. Based on what we're seeing in terms of like scaling right now, it's pretty
DDR4
good.
wasn't that much more expensive than DDR3.
Well,
like 3 months after.
kind of not
the
a valid
price dropped.
comparison because DDR4 is literally like not different from DDR3. They're like almost identical. Yeah, it's mostly lower voltage.
Downgrade would it be to be using
Aren't you able
DDR3
to
versus
use DDR4 and DDR3 using an adapter?
No,
You are
you
not.
can't. But there
pretty
there are
sure-
motherboards that support both DDR3 and DDR4.
Oh wow.
Yeah, on Z170.
Because of
they're-
laptops, because laptops still use DDR3L, I think.
Yeah, some of them
Yeah.
do. I mean, a lot of them are
Yeah.
LPDDR5X or LPDDR4 now, but yeah.
Because
Or
I know my
4X.
Dell XPS
Bill,
has
check
an
chat.
8-pin Intel CPU, but it has DDR3.
If Thermaltake makes consumer grade smart bombs, when are they going to start making military grade ones? There are like military
Samsung-
grade power supply like marketing. So as soon as they pick that up,
Samsung is the one for that, by the way.
yo, I
Samsung
think
is the
I
one.
think Inwin makes like military aesthetic type power supply. So if Thermaltake and Inwin make a collaboration, they'll do
My
that.
first computer build had a Thermaltake Smart, and it went bad. And I was thinking I just had a bad one.
Yeah, I have a
Oh, I mean, I
Thermaltake
did,
Smart right
but-
now.
Wait, what processor do you have, Fang? Why are so many people in here if they aren't going to participate? Because they're asking questions. It's not like we're going to have 14 people answering questions and 1 person asking questions. Like most people here are asking questions.
I'm here to learn.
Public
Yeah,
server.
That's fine too. Is it smart to go
I
with an
am one of Aegis'
MATX
mods.
instead of ATX for a first build and to save money? Yeah, micro ATX should be the default typically, actually. Most people assume ATX is, micro ATX should be the default. Current build is a
Most free
1300X
builds.
1050 Ti B350M Pro 4, and I'm planning to upgrade the processor and upgrade my GPU to an RTX 2060. I think a 1300X upgrading to like a 3600 isn't unreasonable, but like right now 3600 prices are garbage, so maybe wait on that a little bit. Yeah, I wouldn't say upgrade to a 1600X. That would be
Probably
pretty
like
dumb.
180 for a.
Yeah, I would
3600X,
wait a little
because
bit for the 3600's price to like settle down a little bit because it's at like 240 right now, which is kind of
Once
stupid.
5600s, I think, come into stock like consistently.
Also buy a new case.
Ryzen
Cool.
3600X.
I mean, you can upgrade your GPU ahead of time. That would be fine. You could get like a 2060 EVGA 2060 and like step up to a 3060. Pretty overkill for your build, but may as well. It's like free, so. Oh, my throat. Oh, you're New Zealand. You're fucked. Okay. Yeah, New Zealand's market is actually fucked. I was trying to help this kid do a New Zealand build the other day, and it's like it's not even funny how fucked their market is. It's actually ridiculous.
Silverstone Essential Gold is the best recommendation for
So
budget
you
power
can't even
supply.
like you can't even step up in New Zealand because you're not part of the EU. So you're kind of fucked.
New Zealand, part of the
You're kind of
EU.
shit out of luck there, my guy.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Any
Yeah, I mean,
recommendations for
2060,
an
I guess is fine.
Good airflow, NR400,
Oh my god. Okay. Fang, here's what what power supply do you have, by the way? What power supply? I'll make you a quick thing in PC Part Picker for New Zealand. nz.pcpartpicker.com. Let's get it. Okay. So
He has a Cooler Master V650.
That's fine.
That's good.
That's
Yeah,
actually
that's
good. Wait, this is V Gold, right? This is V Series Gold.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
yeah, and it scales with the platinum too, or titanium rather. Sorry.
That is, as we say,
Poggers.
It is.
Okay, here's what I recommend you do. The 10400F is like 100 New Zealand dollars cheaper than the 3600, which is kind of ridiculous, and that warrants a switch to Intel. So I would suggest selling your CPU and your board and maybe your RAM as like a combination, and then replacing them with what I'm about to give to you. I can't speak English. Fucking oh my god.
Aegis, your truancy at high school shows.
There is something wrong with my brain. All right, Cubex, I need your professional opinion on this. Well, it's a meme. Should I get the B460M D2V or the Asus Prime B460 MK? I don't know. They're both looking pretty beautiful.
MK.
I would go with the MK.
Yeah, MK looks like it has better VRMs, but it has 2 DIMMs. Actually, no, both of them has 2
Who
DIMMs.
cares about 2 DIMMs? GDR4 is dead.
Wait.
True.
What?
DDR4.
I mean that doesn't really make sense, but you know what? It was emotionally charged, and I respect that. It was aggressive. I like
We're
it.
gonna have to do something about that in the storage. So.
I like the cut of your jib.
I like your cut, G.
I like your cut, G. All right, video card. We're gonna get a 2060, I guess, or maybe a 5600 XT. Maybe I'll make Silicon happy today. So the 2060 is like 500 NZD. 5600 XT is 450 NZD. Okay.
Yo, Cube, can I join your Val game?
Okay.
I just started like 3 seconds.
That's the shame.
Any recommendations on a micro ATX case with good airflow? Cooler Master MB311L. Cooler Master MB311L.
Don't abandon, you got a penalty.
Yo, should I get some chips? I kind of want to eat some chips.
I think you still get.
Dude, I ordered like a bunch of food. I ordered a bunch of food in the mail. Donnie, I think Donnie's watching my stream, so I think that's why he's messaging me here. I can't join. I'm in a call. Can you make a list and send it when possible? I'll be here for a bit, so you can come back later. Evalid. Yo, is there anyone in that VC that can help this kid in assembly help? If any of you are available and want to help some kid in assembly help, apparently some kid needs help in assembly help. Okay, there you go.
Someone else is there. Okay, Pumpkin is there, so it's not gonna be
Custom loop tier list when? You know how big that tier list would be? There's so many permutations of custom loops that it's like impossible to like. It's just infinite.
Monkey man. You just pick a 900D and you put multiple 420 millimeters in radiators in there.
That's kind of based.
Pretty poggers. Thank you, Mr. Donnie, for the follows. Oh my god,
Budget
is that my boy
switch.
Nathan? What's up, Nathan? Poggers. Budget switch tier
Bill.
list when? I'll make one sometime.
What?
We're gonna have to make more Ryu Parrot tier lists.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Make an infographic as well, though.
All right, you know what we need to do? We need to start making tier lists, but instead of rating it like out of 10 or on A, B, C, D, F, we just need to rate it on the number of parrots out of 10.
Parrot out of 10? Okay, poggers.
The number of parrots out of 10. So I rate this 5 parrots out of 10.
Yeah.
Like,
Copy and paste some parrot logos or something.
Exactly.
This guy just asked, is the Ryzen 7 3700X a good CPU with the Zen 3 CPUs? What does that even mean?
What?
Does it work well
Compared
with the
to-
Zen 3 CPUs? What, you're going to use them together?
What you didn't know was a dual socket motherboard.
oh, dual socket.
Yes.
Old
Oh yeah,
$5,000
dual socket
computers running
Ryzen. Let me tell you
DDR2.
about that one.
Can you use different CPUs in a dual socket? I thought you had to use the same ones.
You cannot. You
Okay.
absolutely cannot.
Okay.
Nope.
Thank you. I wasn't sure.
I wouldn't try it either.
All right, nerds, let's look at the tech news on this wonderful Friday night. I want to see if there's any tech news that is interesting and cool. Oh, okay. Hold on. ID Cooling has a new low-profile cooler. I'm actually poggers. MSI registers 8 custom models for the 3060 Ti with the EEC. Are you fucking kidding me? The 3060 Ti is a real fucking thing? God, that's so stupid. Like, if that's legitimately a thing and I'm wrong, like, that is really stupid, but interesting.
If I recall, the actual 3060 has more RAM than the 3060 Ti does.
Why?
Who is doing this? Why are you like this? Okay, alright. I mean, that's cool. I'm just gonna...
Yeah, have fun being permanently muted. Fucking
Nerd.
dumbass.
Uh,
You just grouped yourself in the same class.
let me just yeet him out of here. We're all nerds here. Come on. Did I ghost pinged him? Yeah, here. Hey, I heard you can cool your motherboard and stuff with Mountain Dew. Just pour some in. I mean, you can cool anything with Mountain Dew. It's cool. It's a gamer fluid, you know? Gamer fluid. Gamer fluid.
I pissed Mountain Dew actually, because I'm a pure gamer.
Oh shit.
Gamer
This,
fluid sounds pretty gross.
dude, this IS-60 Evo, it has 2 fans. It's a sandwich low profile cooler. That's actually pretty cool. Hold on. Test system and temperature results. I want to see this.
Hold up.
Temperature results.
B550F. Okay.
Oh no, it throttles. Unlucky. I mean, it's better than the Shuriken too, which is pretty impressive.
Alright, let's see how many gigabytes the Valorant update is.
All right, let's see noise levels. I'm pretty sure ID cool. Ooh, okay, that's pretty high RPM.
All right, buddy.
Oh, it's not bad. Not bad.
Alright, buddy.
All right, Anantech hardware news. I kind of want to talk about the Apple Silicon on stream one time, maybe later. Ooh, the Razer Basilisk X Hyperspeed is $39. I kind of want to buy that. Holy shit, that's crazy.
Okay.
Now that's a Black Friday sale. Holy shit, that's a crazy deal.
Buy it.
Feel about Corsair's fake RAM.
Oh dear.
Bounce our checkpoint chat text.
Yep.
Don't
Got
go
him.
Stream.
Wormwood is in the chat.
Oh shit, Wormwood is typing.
Just temporarily mute him. Worm is gonna ban him. I can't ban him, but Worm is going to.
Where?
We got him, boy.
Yeah.
Huggers. Okay, guys, yeah, this is an insane mouse deal, by the way.
Lack of respect.
What a good ATX PC case with good airflow, keeping it around under 100. There are a lot of good ATX cases with good airflow under 100, but I will show you a bunch of them that I think are good contenders. And then, and then you can do whatever you want
That it's
with
not
that
a good
knowledge.
price.
Okay, here we go. Let's start looking at them. Montech X1 is like the cheapest option. Comes with some, you know, mediocre fans, but if you just want them for decorative purposes, then like whatever. NX 400 pretty decent. Matrix 55 okay if you're okay with like the closed glass front. MX 331 Mesh G, Neo Silent, Matrix 55 Mesh, P300A, Neo Air.
Let's see how
the MA Cube is decent as like an H500 alternative that's cheaper. I believe there's an H500 Overwatch edition being sold for $50 right now, so you can look at that as well. The Farah R1 is fine. DP501 from Antec, MA Cube again, there it is. These are just like simple looking cases. They're decent.
RGB in the X1.
I believe the Zalman S5 is fine, but I haven't favorited it because I haven't seen any data on it yet. NR600 is cool. Landcool 205 is cool. P350X is cool. Forge 100R is cool. Like literally any of these cases that I have favorited, they're like all fine. Like once you get up to like the $70 range, all the cases are like pretty good. Or like all the ones that I have started anyways, they're pretty good. I don't know if Prism T is good. I don't know. I'll look at that later maybe. But like, yeah, all of these are good.
Trinity is $70.
P400A, yeah, like all of these cases are good. And then of course, once you get close to the $100 range, you have like 500DX, you have TD500, you have Blanco 2 Mesh, P400A digital, you have like all that stuff. MB511, yeah, all that good stuff. So there's a lot of cases out here.
Do yourself a favor, don't go with Razer products, dude. I'd
So
use them.
if you want a wireless mouse and you like the G502 shape, that is an absolutely insane price for that mouse. It's just so good.
Yo, Aegis.
Mm-hmm.
Guess who got unbanned?
Oh, nice. You appealed?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, Worm is a little his trigger finger is a little itchy. It's a little quick to pull, you know.
I got banned point blank. I don't
Usually,
know
okay, usually he's good. Usually, like his trigger finger being fast is not a bad thing. But you just kind of got caught in the crossfire there, and yeah. If you're being a little abrasive in admin mail, then you know they might mix you up with somebody else who's like trying to start shit on the server. So, Farah R1 or PS15, they're both good. I treat them same tier.
Cube.
Just remember, Farah R1 doesn't. Farah R1, PS15 doesn't have a power supply shroud.
Damn.
I want to know how you feel about my current case.
Here's my case.
I sent 2 pictures.
Wonderful.
In the chat.
That looks like a 2015 case, all right.
It probably is.
I'm not sure how to optimize my
gotta-
list price. Black Friday sales are underwhelming for me. That's why I told you to wait a week. Wait a week. Come back then. If they're still disappointing, then I'll just be making lists anyways. But you know, wait a week. Razer's new peripherals are decent. What do you mean decent? They're literally industry leading. Fuck you.
Whoa.
Ambi or Ergo?
Dang.
Ambi or Ergo? Ambi.
No.
Ambi. I have a G903, so I'm biased.
Based.
Based. I only have a G903 because it was really cheap back when I bought it. It was like $70 for like an actually good wireless mouse, and that was like 2 years ago.
Aegis, why did you sell your 8700K?
Why did I sell it? Because I don't really need it. And also, I'm going to go Ryzen probably on this ITX build. Yeah.
Why do you need ITX?
Because I want to fit it in my backpack. I want to fit in my backpack. And there's no micro ATX cases that fit in my backpack. Maybe I should have just bought a bigger backpack. Probably would have saved me money.
Yeah.
I should have just bought a bigger backpack.
Aegis, the Viper Ultimate Hyperspeed is only $110.
That's pretty good. Ooh, High Point updates NVMe RAID cards for PCI 4.0 up to 8 M.2 SSDs in one PCI X16 card. That's pretty poggers.
13. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, people keep asking me about this shit, okay? The smart SSD from Xilinx and Samsung, they're like, oh my god, you can fit like 12 terabytes in 4 terabytes or like 20 terabytes in 4 terabytes. Like, people think this is genuinely like a consumer device. It's a computational storage drive. Okay, this is going to be used in like fringe data centers. This is not something that's going to be used in consumer like over the next like foreseeable period. Okay, it's very expensive to implement. You have a custom FPGA that's being implemented on the same PCB as an SSD, along with custom firmware and software support. Like, this is the type of shit where you're like scaffolding and designing your own data center, and you're writing your own firmware and like software to accommodate your storage needs. This is not something that's gonna be in like consumer like anytime soon. So it's cool, but like that stupid PC Gamer article. Hold on, PC Gamer. Yeah, smart SSDs could squeeze 12 terabytes into a 4 terabyte drive, and it says Samsung puts AI into smart SSDs. This is legitimately like the peak of like gaming journalism. It's legit like, it's so dumb. Like, hold on, let me read this shit. It's like it's only like a couple, it's only a couple lines long. Oh god, this site is such cancer. You might think I'm zoomed in right now. I'm not. This site is just legitimate cancer. Anyways, as spotted by our friends at TechRadar, it's an SSD with its own processor, which SSDs already have their own processors. The CPU can offload work to it in the same way it does to a GPU, accelerating database management and virtualization, which is true. There's more use cases than that, but it's true. In data centers, plus video processing, and most frighteningly, AI. Like, I hate when fucking like PC Gamer and like tech journalists who don't understand anything, they say like, you know, AI is frightening, and it's like, you know, oh, your drive is going to be like looking at your data and like thinking about it, and it's like, even if it were coming to consumer, that's not how AI works. Okay, it's not how AI works. Please.
Buzzwords go brr.
The ability to cram 12 terabytes onto a 4 terabyte drive was mooted using accelerated transparent compression. Drives can already do this. Some drives already do this. It's inbuilt compression in the controller. Like, it's okay, and that's not like what's cool about this. Okay, yeah, this is the dumbest shit. This is gonna be enterprise class technology for a while, which is true, but will eventually, when it inevitably trick down to the home desktop. No, it's not. Eventually, where you'll need to watch what you save, as the AI in your drive will surely have opinions about your files. That's not how AI works. That's not how fucking AI works. Okay, and it's not even how AI works in this case. Look, literally, in this case, the FPGA can be used to accelerate AI workloads. The FPGA itself does not run AI, okay? It in a system that has GPUs that accelerate AI workloads, you might use an SSD like this to accelerate those workloads, but the SSD itself does not do AI or run AI or train AI. Like, it's such a dumb article. Anyways, yeah. Why do keyboard people hate pre-builds?
Pretending that AI is like a robot. It's really just not at all.
AI is like it's like the biggest, along with big data and ML and like smart learning and whatever, and like machine learning and smart home. Like, all of these are all marketing buzzwords that don't actually have a defined specific meaning. So like LG, when they market a fridge, they can say it's an AI fridge because, like, you know, it tracks like when you open the fridge and like saves power by turning itself to like a low setting during the nighttime when you're not opening it. Like
That doesn't even sound that intelligent. That just sounds
anything
like
that's
basic.
literally algorithm based, they label it as AI, which is literally everything. Like you can label an elevator as a smart AI elevator because it has algorithms that it uses to determine which floor order it should go into, which all elevators do that. It's like, ugh.
Maybe you should become a journalist.
No.
Speak the truth.
Tech journalism is cancer. And
Aegis making fun.
And I want no part of it. Okay, I know enough tech journalists to know that I don't want to go into tech journalism.
Yeah, you know a lot about tech journalists. Name every tech journalist.
Damn, that's true. Oh, I need the front
Minus
covered
sex
because I'm
tips.
using Noctua fans. How about you don't use Noctua fans? Huh? How about you don't use
Why?
Noctua fans? Noctua fans are mediocre for their price. They don't actually have any fans that are like super relevant, except for like their
What's
slim
the
fans.
best fan then?
Like the A12X15 is kind of relevant. The best fan?
They got good mounting hardware though.
The best fan? What, for their fans? For their mounting hardware is
For
not a
the
selling point for
CPUs.
fans. Oh, sort of. No, I definitely think there's
For the
easier to mount coolers
What's
than
the best
Noctua.
brand of fan, do you believe?
There's no best brand of fans, but I would say
Well, then
Arctic is
isn't
pretty high value.
Noctua-
Arctic
Well,
literally
value.
beats
I'm just
Noctua
talking
in
about
noise
that
normalized
orders.
performance.
Come on,
Their
dude.
price limit.
Blockers.
Wait, actually, I can literally back up my own statements now because I have these fans. I have testing equipment. I'm gonna test the P12 PWM against like
No,
the
but it's
Noctua
not a
P12.
professional review.
What do you mean not a professional? Are you telling me?
God, you.
Are you accusing me of not being a god gamer? I am a god gamer. Okay.
No.
You're
Oh,
not a tech
only
journalist.
gospel comes out of my mouth.
but gaming reviews only work when the RGB is on the fans. There isn't RGB on
I'm a
Arctic fans.
god
so your
gamer.
opinions are
Don't
irrelevant.
question me.
Arctic RGB fan one.
What are you testing, Metalogic? Okay, yeah. I'll read out the fans that I currently have right now. So I have a noise blocker NBE loop, Deep Cool Wind Blade,
E-loop.
Corsair AF120, Cooler Master Jetflow, SF120R, MF120R, MF120 Halo, Blade Master Sickle Flow. I have like 3 Fractal fans. I have a Bit Phoenix. What are those called? Spectre Pro.
RF120M though.
Yeah, I do have Deep Cool RF120, and I have a couple other Deep Cool fans as well. I have the Metallic Gear Skiron and a Fantex RGB stock fan. I have an Enermax, a DF Vegas. I have a DF Vegas, which is surprisingly good. You'd think it's really bad because it's like really flimsy, but it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Want to say hi now? Hi, Potato Nugget. Hi, Cutie.
Wait, Aegis, which Fantex stock one do you have?
Why does stream ages sound different from Discord call ages? Because it doesn't suffer the same compression, and also my stream has a compressor and a noise gate on it, so it's gonna sound a little different.
Wait, Aegis.
Mhm.
For the Fantex one, is it DC? Oh my gosh.
No, it's not. Also, I sidechain my voice on OBS because I want to be able to talk over you on stream because I'm selfish. Yeah.
Aegis. Did you see the Huntsman not TE for $89.99?
What's the best Arctic fan? P12 PWM for 120 mil at least for radiator.
Yeah, 89 on a non-Huntsman.
Oh, yeah,
I'm a Huntsman non-TE.
Yeah, non-T. That's still good though.
Aegis, when
No,
you
it's cringe.
reviewed MF Halos, can you
Aegis calling Razer cringe.
MF Halos are cringe. DF Vegas is surprisingly good.
Oh, what it do?
Thread rippers even
I
relevant?
can say how cringe they are.
Yes, but you have to
Random question: are thread rippers still relevant?
Yeah, they are.
That's relevant.
Certainly more relevant
Alright,
than
that's
Intel
good.
HDT.
Is first gen Intel still relevant?
Not a thing.
No.
First gen anything isn't relevant. I don't think. If they've gotten past third gen, it's not relevant for first.
You mean first gen?
I mean, first gen Threadripper is relevant if you
VGA.
want like lane count spam. I've already said this before.
What about first gen Zen?
Like getting a used 1900X just so you have a lot of PCI lanes for like a media server or something is legitimate. 1090XE Keck W, yeah, Keck W.
Alright, Cube, time to go try.
All right, guys, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go get some chips. I'm kind of hungry.
Give me some too.
Of course.
He's getting
More
some
relevant
All over there.
Intel GPUs.
All right, I'm gonna pour all the chips in here, and I'm gonna have a good
Wait,
time.
what flavor are they?
Scrumptious.
What flavor are they?
What flavor are your chips?
He said he'd be back. He hasn't gotten them yet.
It's getting picked up by the mic, so that's a lie.
I can't hear you. Give me a sec. I gotta wear my headphones.
What flavor are your chips?
Okay, I can hear you now.
Some shit.
Fine, sir. What is the flavor of your chips?
Jalapeno.
Hey,
So what I
you
did was
keep-
the other day, you know that meme about like, texting your ex when you're horny? Yeah, so I was basically like buying food while I was hungry online, which is probably not a good idea, but I don't really regret it. I haven't regretted it yet. I went on Amazon and I bought a bunch of food, including some jalapeno chips, and I haven't regretted it because they're good chips. I like these chips. They're good.
You should buy Pocky, P-A-C-Q-I, and buy their ghost pepper chips.
You're gonna have to deal with my crunching noises now.
Unironically.
Hey, guys, where do you find keycaps?
Keycaps on any of the mainstream keyboard sites, so like Novel Keys, KBD Fans, KP Republic, AliExpress too, mechanicalkeyboards.com.
But KP Republic isn't gonna ship until next year. Heck.
Okay, honestly,
Gosh.
maybe chips are not the best stream food because when I'm crunching, I can't hear shit.
They're amazing.
Make me another
Aegis
build?
is
No.
That's right. Yo, Aegis got 2 likes on YT. Hold up, bro.
AI is gonna take over the
You
world.
just said
Lol.
Aegis, you just set a record for most likes on YouTube.
Holy shit! 2 entire likes.
Congratulations.
Poggers.
How many dislikes though?
I think Left Skull disliked one of my
Someone needs to Send
videos.
the link. Someone needs to send the link to the YouTube
3
stream so I can like
whole
it.
likes on YouTube.
Gonna be 4.
That just reminds me that of Sean Everman and how whenever he got like 1 million
Yes.
likes, YouTube sent him a fucking award for it.
Hey,
Are
Dancing
Cherry
Pig,
MX
yes,
Blues
they
super
are.
loud? Yeah.
Well,
Aren't Cherry
tell
MX Blues the bad clickies?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Worst clicky I've ever tried.
Well, let me show you some off-brand blues. Turn.
Oh man, these chips are so fucking good. Do you need a fan hub for 4 fans, or is it depending on your motherboard? Yeah, some motherboards will have 4 fan headers, some won't. But if you have 4 fans, you may as well buy a fan hub. Like, I don't see why you wouldn't.
What?
Cube, tell me the keys to overclocking EDI.
Alright, who is
increase
typing?
voltage,
That shit is
increase frequency,
annoying.
and tighten timings once we stop at fabric clock 1 to 1.
I think that's Jolly. No, that's hi everyone.
No, that's not me.
That's hi
Nah,
everyone.
that's Aegis.
It's me.
Now I'm fine.
Yeah. Hi everyone. Someone wanted to know if blues are bad.
Yeah, they are.
There you go. Crisp is back on.
Base blue.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, I don't know what you guys are talking about. Razor green switches are the best ones, aka reds.
Yikes.
Yes, they are.
Oh,
Cider
damn.
Power Brown. I have no idea where that falls on the tier, but I actually have learned to love this keyboard.
I wanted to try browns first before blues, but I ended up getting off-brand blues because I like the sound. I want greens more.
Aegis, are you team linear, team clicky, or team tactile?
I'm like all 3. I have boards with
Team
all
no
3.
keys.
Is tactile does tactile have any clicky sound ever?
No.
Ah, it's just that thought.
What about Team Membrane, guys?
Oh,
What's
hell
that?
no.
Don't. I'm on the.
Boy, hell nah, bro. Team Chiclet for life on the gang.
Dude, this person literally told me they have a mic and then they didn't join. I'm gonna cry. Oh my god.
No.
So, Crunchy Boy, what games do you actually play?
Crunchy Boy.
Who's Crunchy Boy?
The one eating chips in the mic?
Oh, me. Oh, no, I'm kidding. When I say God Gamer, I'm just kidding around. But I play Overwatch and Minecraft basically these days.
Oh, okay.
Aegis, what do people mean by over excessive gamer font?
What?
Excessively sharp corners and edges, less round.
Go to any of Corsair keyboards and look at the colorway. Literally any Corsair keyboard. Fucking disgusting.
I thought the only thing bad about Corsair keyboards was the non-standard bottom row.
No, they're just really expensive.
Yeah, I wish.
Wanting the K100. It actually looks kind of nice though.
Bro, why does it look like how the Metallic Gear Neo Cube looks like, bro? Golly.
Yeah, sure. General 4 or something.
All right.
If you're gonna hear my cube, I'm very sorry.
Vegas, bro, you want to have a crunch war?
Sure. The Corsair
I'm
keyboard font
out.
is so wide. Yeah, it's like really thick. Got some weight to it. Dude, no one needs fucking help, dude. I literally need more people that need help.
Wide.
There's nothing to
Like
talk
me.
about.
Does anyone play Clone Hero?
Nah. Hold on, let
Oh,
me see if
damn.
there's any news right now.
I'm literally playing Destiny 2 right now. Because I hate myself.
Yikes.
Oh yeah. Okay. What? So yeah, Gamers Nexus released a video with like the 5600X versus the 10600K, both tuned properly, and it's like, yeah, basically same conclusion. 5600X is equal or better. Let's see.
The 11th gen's gonna be like.
CCD, yeah, okay.
Sounds terrible.
What's their conclusion? I want to see their conclusion.
I don't know what a good budget ATX board is, since I do want to upgrade from my FX 6300.
Bro, I'm trying to win the crunch war between Aegis. I'm trying to beat Aegis and whoever has the crunchiest crunch.
Okay.
Let me go get some ramen noodles.
Crunch ASMR.
Damn, why?
My crunch is superior.
Nah, bro, my crunch is superior, man. I'm on that ass.
I actually have no idea how my crunch sounds like. Oh god, your crunch sounds wet.
Yeah, bro. I produce extra saliva when.
When do you think the 5600X will restock? Gradually. I don't think there's no single date when that kind of stuff happens. God, these chips are so good.
Bro,
Oh my God.
you gotta get the chip. You gotta get the veggie chips from Costco, bro. They the bomb.
I got my ramen noodles now.
Those shits are pretty good too. You do
Raw
Aegis,
ramen with the
Aegis chip review.
flavor pack
I
is
got
actually
kind
good.
of sweet, like kind of crispiness. It's kind of like a dried apple if a dried apple actually tasted good. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you should try like dollar store freeze dried apples or freeze dried fruit. It's actually amazing.
Thank you, Baka. Thank you.
Well, it's true though.
Oh, my flavor packet.
Alright.
Oh,
Honestly, I'm gonna stop streaming for today because like nothing to fucking talk about. It's gonna be this way for like a week. And I'm gonna be really busy. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.
I
Sometime.
have a weird question.